Good afternoon, everybody. Here's a change of pace for you. I've decided to make a Geo Cache Hide. I've got 6 of them out there already. 2 of them are electrical type hides. One's a water pipe, and the other one are bison tubes. All you geocachers out there know exactly what I'm talking about. Well, I'm going to make another electrical one. We have a lot of fun doing these. I got into it just a little less than a year ago, and if I get 365 caches found by March 19th, I will have found 1 a day for a year. So that's where I stand. I hope I can get more people into geocaching. It's a lot of fun. It's actually a treasure hunt game where people hide things all over the world. Now I'm talking right now there's approximately 207 million hides all over the world, and there is one on the International Space Station. So we're not going to have a lot of people getting up there to do that one, but they're all over. I have my 300 all within my county. Now I'm starting to spread out a little bit because I'm running out of hides to find, but I'm still within the county I live in. So I'm making one, and I'm going to show you what I'm making. I'm going to see how many people can key in on this and go find my hide. So let me get the camera set up and I'll show you what I'm doing. Stand by. Okay, I'm pretty sure everybody knows what a bell box is. Bell box is an electrical box that they put your receptacles in so you can plug it in and play your music, plug it in, charge your vehicle. Well, I took an old one. As you can see, it's fairly worn out, and made my own pole for it. Now this pole will not stick in the ground, but it'll look like it is. And these things are with extension ports on top and bottom, and you unscrew these. My idea is, whoops, you see my glue's not dry yet. My idea is, and I'll show it to you when I'm completed, I've got a magnet. I've got it Gorilla glued on the back. As this is drying now, I will be using this, which is the insert inside the hole, as the actual Geo Cache hide. It does have one on top. I was going to use the one on top with this inside. Now this is a regular keychain type holder for your belt that is spring loaded. Let me back up so you can see it here. It's spring loaded, and I was going to put this inside so when they pull the top off, they'll be able to get to the cache on the end. It'll be hooked to the end, but when they let go, it'll pull it back in again, like I do have on one of my other electrical conduits out there. You have to pull the chain from the bottom, and the logbook comes out in a bison tube. So this one here, as you can see, I'm going to have this sit and dry overnight. I hope you guys can see it. I'm having a hard time with a camera today. But on the back side, on the other side, I've made my own cover. Now they sell these covers, but why go out and buy it? Stand by. I have my neighbors throwing out cookie sheets. So what I did was took the cookie sheet, cut out a square that fits over top of the bell box, drilled a few holes, and that'll be my cover. Now, like I said, they do sell these covers that fit on this, but I wanted to make my own, and I'm going to make it waterproof on this side so I don't have to keep going out there and replacing the log. But that's what it's going to look like when it's stuck up on a pole. They're so easy to stick on metal poles. Here we go again. So it gives me something to do. I'm going to have to let this sit and dry, and I'm going to have to think about how I'm going to hook it up inside. Many times what they do is they hook the bison tube to the inside of this and they let it hang inside. Well, that's okay, but when you go to pull it out, sometimes the string breaks, then you're stuck. So I'm going to have to consider how I want to do this. I might glue a bison tube inside here so that when they pull this out, the whole bison tube comes with it and there's no strings attached. I've got one of them, even a matchbox, a waterproof matchbox. They sell them, might fit right inside here. So putting a little screw in there, I'm not sure, because they need to have a coin to get this out once it's inserted inside. So we're going to see if all this fits. And as I build it, I'll come back and show you the steps I'm going. All right, hang in there. Okay, here's another step. I found me a nice little tube that fits perfectly inside one of these end caps. I will glue this in here and with some Gorilla Glue, and I'm pretty sure it's going to stay. Now, this will give me a place to put the log when I screw it back into the bell box. So here's step number 2, continuing right along working on it. I'll be back. I forgot to show you one step. This metal tube does have a cap that fits right on it. Which will keep the log a whole lot drier. Provided they pull it out of the hole properly, it won't drop off. It's on there pretty good. And of course, you saw what happened there when I touched this thing. Got to try to dry that as straight up as I can. So that's it for this short part. Okay, to back up just a little bit, I had showed you this as the cover for the bell box. And here's one of the reasons why. This is nice and flat. As you can see, there's no curves. It's just flat. A bell box cover. This is a real bell box cover. These you buy. This has a little bit of a recess on the inside, which allows for 2 magnets to be glued on, thin magnets. As you can see, they won't stick up above it. And you can stick a logbook up underneath here. Now this, you attach right to the pole, and it looks like it's covering up a receptacle. That's also a trick for geocachers. Now I know I'm giving away a lot of stuff here, but this is a couple good ideas for those that don't watch YouTube and just go out there and geocache. So I'll probably get yelled at, but that's a couple of our tricks. Another important step in sealing the cache hide is trying to keep it waterproof. So I found some foam, sticky back foam, that is going to be mounted on top of this, glued to the lid, and hopes that it seals the box. The glue is starting to harden up pretty good. Now it's not completely done yet because I can still move this. Same with the log holder. I can still move it. As you can see, I can move it back and forth. But by tomorrow morning, I'm going to take these upstairs and put them on a radiator. By tomorrow morning, this is going to be hard as rock. All right, let me cut this out. Okay, cutting it out. Cutting it a little on the large side. Trying to decide now which one is better to be inside. So I think we'll go this way. So there is going to be the seal to try to keep this thing dry, which will fit right on top of here, and once screwed down, as you can see, it's got a nice seal right there. So I will repaint the top of this to make it look better, or I don't know, maybe just make it look a little older. Okay, next step. Okay, next step. Making a logbook for it. Now, I can always order them, but I've already gotten these. And I've gotten the real tiny ones. Now, these rolled up to be too small to fit inside here without using a pair of tweezers to get them out. So what I'm going to do is I have some of that military Write in the Rain paper, waterproof notebook paper, and I'm going to use this cut up, rolled up, to fit inside the log holder. And I'm going to glue this, which is the Geo Cache log sheet, official log sheet paper top, to make these more durable. On the outside of this thing, I am going to put the Geo Cache logo, so people know that this is the Geo Cache. So I'll be cutting this up, gluing this onto here. Next step. Okay, what I did was took the end off the geocaching top. I don't know if you can read it. Yeah, you should be able to. And double side tape on the back. Mount this right on the waterproof paper. And there's the log that's going to go inside that will fit in here so much better. Okay. All right, I found out what I'm going to spray it with. I'm going to make it look pretty good and hide it at the same time. I bought some OD paint, rust protection, paint primer, the whole bit. Krylon, it's a good paint. I am going to spray the whole thing with this when it's all completely done. What I do have to do though is scratch the surface so the paint sticks. So I'll be working on this for a while. Okay, moving right along. Here we have the box just about completed. Magnets on there pretty hard now. Oh, I'm sorry. Magnets on there pretty good. This is the lid. I've got it scratched up so the paint will fit. You can see a little shiny yet, but it's got a pretty good scratch on it. Here is the logbook holder and logbook. This will go in the back right here. And with instructions that they're going to need a penny, dime, or a screwdriver. You'll notice when you flip it over, this comes up just to where the lid is on this side. As you can see, it's lower. It's lower than the lid. If I can tilt it right, there we go. It's lower than the lid, so it's not going to hit the lid. So I'll put this together. Once I put it together and paint it, this geocache is going to be done. Now I'm going to put it all together, but it still has some drying to do. So it's about ready. I'm almost completing it. I'll have it painted and show you the end result. Well, okay folks, we're back. It's the next day. The glue has had a chance to dry, and as some of you know, elephant glue really expands. So of course it's all in the grooves. I have to clean it all out of here and probably wire wheel it. But this is in solid now. Well, it feels like it. Yeah, that's solid. This is where the log is going to go, and then it's going to get put right inside the bell box. So let me clean the glue off of here and I'll get right back to you. Stand by. Okay, I wire wheeled it. There you go, it's nice and clean. All the threads are nice and clean now. That little bit of glue right there is inset from the edge, so it's not going to affect it. The glue on the magnet, that's hard, that's done. This is where it's going to go. Now, with instructions for them to get this out of here would be to bring along a penny or a dime. No need to use a screwdriver. In fact, I'm going to be very adamant on that because the geocachers, I'm pretty sure, are going to be trying to remove these two screws. And I don't want that done. So what I'm going to do when I paint over them is probably fill it in a little bit so they can't use a screwdriver in there. So that will give them the idea about this. Also, I think I'm going to coat this also so they can't see that this is a screw with some silicone. That'll also keep the rain out of here where this is going to be located. Well, last thing I forgot is when the logbook is in here, to keep it even drier, it's going to have me a little cap on here that fits just perfect. That will drop in. There's the finished geocache with one exception, paint job. I'm going to take it outside now. I'm going to paint it. But there's my geocache. There's the logbook. Of course, I'm not going to tell you where I'm going to put it, but I think it came out pretty darn nice with the pole. It'll be magnetized right to the side of a steel pole and look like a box that belongs there. Okay, for now, I'll be back. Well, okay, everybody, it's about done. Here it is. Bell box. Got the hole in the back. Got the logbook ready to go in. And what's nice is they don't have to take a tool. Take a quarter with them. Quarter will allow them to screw it and unscrew it. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, sure you can. There it is. Logbook is mounted. I still got wet spots because I just painted it. Now the last thing I'm going to do, I think I told you, I'm going to put a black dot right here of silicone and smooth it out so they can't see that that's a screw to open it up. I can't tighten it down anymore. And I'm afraid they'll try to get out there and manhandle it. So there it is. There's the pole that's just going to hang on the ground. The magnet up against the metal. And I'm going to put my little geocache indicator right here on the front so they know that this is it. Well, I might just put it at the top and the back so when they're looking down they can see it. Who knows, I might put it anywhere. But there's my geocache. Homemade, ready to go. Just got to find a spot for it now. I'm still getting green. It's still a little wet at spots. So, stand by and I'll wrap this thing up. Well, you know what? Let me come back one more time to show you the black dot. Hang on. Okay, second to last step. There it is. I filled the top in. Now it's a little lumpy, but when it starts to harden a little bit, I'll flatten it out. That will prevent water from getting in that way and affecting the cache that's inside it. So this should be pretty darn good waterproof geocache. I'm still getting green. I'm touching things here that are still wet. So I've got to let this thing sit for a while. But there it is. As soon as I put on my geocache emblem on the front face, I'll be able to put this thing up on a pole somewhere and then request permission to have it posted on geocaching. So hang on one more second here. You all might know me from my hikes, my instruction videos. Yes, I'm Ron, the Polish pickle. You see my army flag behind me. I changed it a little bit just because this is geocaching and not hiking, not rucksacking, not bug out bags. This is just a hobby that I like to do in the mornings. Hope to get this onto the geocaching channel as instructional video for making geocache hides. I thank everybody for watching. Give me a thumbs up and look up geocaching someday. Something to do. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of gratification. I enjoy it. Maybe somebody else will too. There are 2,700,000 plus geocaches in the world, to include, like I said, one in the International Space Station. So enjoy yourselves. Be careful out there. I'll end this on the next short film. So as a kicker, let me explain what geocaching is in case those of you watching this really don't understand it yet. Geocaching is a recreational activity of hunting for and finding a hidden object by means of a GPS coordinate posted on a website that you can download on your phone under geocaching or C::Geo, which is what I use. But it's a good way to spend some quality time outdoors, enjoy life, get to see wildlife, and be thrilled when you find the geocache and get it recorded. I only started last March. In fact, it was March 19th. I have 311 finds right now, and I hope to have 365 by March 19th. That will be one a day for the first year. Feel real happy about that. Okay, everybody, enjoy life. It's shorter than you think. Get out there and geocache. Bye.